Hey there everyone, I'm your host Rahim and you are watching the Everyday Talk on YouTube. So today we are going to be answering a very complicated questions nowadays, that does you or should you buy the MacBook Pro M4 or the MacBook Air M4 when the M5 chip has just been released in the MacBooks? And there is a separate video available about that on the channel. You could go watch it and subscribe if you just like to see us on your feed. So without any further ado, let's start by looking at my magical screen here where I've researched the topic in detail for you, and let's talk about design and build quality. The MacBook Pro obviously is going to be a little thicker, and the MacBook Air is going to be in that same slim, sleek and thin design as it was before. There is no major design changes in the MacBook Pro M3 or even the Air M3 and M4. So it is going to be the same one. Both is offering the aluminum body. Both are very cleanly designed. Both are just premium feeling laptops where you could even pass that test where you could lift the lid by one hand and all the things like that. So there is no basic difference when you talk about the previous models and the other ones here in the compartment of entire design and build quality, and that is going to be great when you are talking about Apple products. Now talking about the displays, obviously the MacBook Pro Air M4 had a good display. It is a liquid retina display. It is bright, it is sharp, it has quite good color gamut. But once again, when we talk about the Pro models, the MacBook Pro M4 is going to offer mini LED liquid retina XDR display. The name is very great. You can say great, but the display is great too. So that is going to be one thing. And it offers 120 Hz ProMotion display. It is quite higher, or you can say its brightness is quite higher. The peak brightness is higher than the MacBook Air. So if you are working in outdoor environments, it is going to be very suitable for you. And finally, there is HDR support available. So the Pro models are really pro this time. These are not like M1 or M2 where there were many very minor differences. So this was all in the display compartment. Now let's talk about the performance and the thermal design. But before that, subscribe to the channel and like the video if you are really loving the content which we are sharing with you, so we could grow as a family together. Now let's talk about the performance and thermal design. As I already told you, both run on Apple's M4 chip, and I would like to say here that all the M4s are not same. There is a very quality difference, or you can say speed difference, or even performance difference in terms of the same chip when you are using it in the different devices. The M4 is not going to perform the same in the iPad, not in the MacBook Air, not in the MacBook Pro. In every model, Apple is just constraining the limit of power which the chip is going to give to the device. So when it comes to the chip available in the Air, it is just passively cooled. There is no active cooling system available in the Air models, so you are not going to get very great performance on very graphic intensive tasks or even video editing or 3D rendering. But when it comes to M4, it is actually having an active cooling system, and for a lot of tasks like video editing, for rendering 3D files, for dealing with a lot of a huge amount of media or image files when you are editing them, or any kind of pro workflow, you are going to get a very smooth performance. The fan is going to run very smoothly and very quietly actually, and it is going to provide you consistent performance throughout, because the MacBook Pro's M1 or chips and above that all are very famous for providing the same quality of performance on when they are plugged in or not plugged in, something which is not very common with the Windows laptop. So after the performance, let's talk about the battery life and charging. But before that, subscribe and give us a thumbs up, because it just helps the algorithm to make us reach higher and higher, and we would be growing as a family together if you do so. Now let's talk about the battery life. As already told, that there is a very minor difference in the battery life of MacBook Air and MacBook Pro. The Air just stands somewhere between 18 hours because the performance is not going to be that much on the peak, and for the Pro models it is going to be somewhere around 15 to 17 depending on your usage and the battery's life, that how long you are using it. This is a lithium ion battery and it degrades with the use. Once again, both are having the MagSafe charging. There is MagSafe charging available on the MacBook Air models too. So it is once again also a very safe process. So if you trip on the wire, it is not going to drag your laptop with it. Finally, talking about the ports, when we are talking about MagSafe, the Air just offer two extra USB type C or Thunderbolt ports, actually Thunderbolt 4 ports basically to be exact. But when it comes to the Pro models of the MacBook M4, they are going to offer you the HDMI, they are going to offer you the SD card slot, and then there are going to be 4 extra Thunderbolt 4 ports, which is going to be very useful when you are going to plug in your different peripherals and devices into it. And then finally, audio and video cam, I am not going to talk a lot about that because audio quality is obviously going to be better on the Pro models, but the Air ones are already very much good. There is studio quality recording available on both of the MacBook models, and then once again there is a 6 speaker array in the Pro models. But when it comes to the other, you can say, the part where we are talking about the web camera, it is also going to be a very decent performance, 1080p, and it is not worse and not the greatest quality. So now finally let's talk about the pricing and the value. So the MacBook Air M4 starts at $1,099 or $1,100, while the M4 Pro starts at the $1,599 or $1,600. There is a $500 difference in both of the devices. But once again, I would like to tell you here that 90% of the Pro performance you are going to get from the Pro model is also available in the Air one. If you are using it just for watching some content, if you are just using it for your, you can say, entertainment purposes, for day-to-day student work or things like that, just spend on the MacBook Air and save that $500 for any extra accessories like the AirPods Pro or any accessory you want. So that is going to be all the pricing part here. And if you are liking the content so far, subscribe to the channel as it would help us grow as a family together. Like the video and share it with one of your fellow who is looking forward to buy the MacBook, or anyone who is interested in such content. Now finally, who should buy which MacBook, Air or Pro? So first of all, if you are a student, if you are on a budget, if you are going to buy the laptop for the house or you are going to use it for the general purpose, the MacBook Air is going to be more than good enough for you guys to just go and buy. But if you are any kind of professional, you are going to be looking forward for video editing, for photo editing, for any kind of work which earns money for you, you should go with the Pro models. And once again, I would like to insist to you that before buying a MacBook, just go and check that the apps which you are going to run are available on the MacBook, or they are only Windows only app. So then you could skip with the Windows laptop obviously and save a lot of money for you guys. But once again, if you are a professional, go with the MacBook Pro as the name says. If you are just looking forward for the greatest performance there out there is the Pro model is never going to be you can say below the Air, obviously, as it is built to be for the pros. And finally, let's talk about that I think so that is all for this review, but there is one little part I just want to add in that, and it was that the Pro models could be somewhat, or for some time, an extra, you can say, easy space for you, because the Pro models are going to get updates for longer and forever. Just right now, you, for example, you are a student, and anytime in the future you just decide to build a YouTube channel or go into freelancing or learn video editing, the Pro model is going to give you that peace of mind that the extra power is there for you to just work out. So if you are not on a budget and you have some extra bucks to spend, just buy the Pro model. That is also one thing I just want to add. So that is all from this video. If you enjoyed the content, subscribe to the channel, share the video, ask any question in the comments. We would just rapidly answer you guys. Until the next video, keep exploring and stay curious. Peace out.